they said the twins would never speak. Doctors, therapists, specialists, they all agreed. After the accident that claimed their father and left them clinging to each other in silence, 4-year-old Ava and Alina hadn't spoken a single word in over a year. Not to anyone. Not even to their mother. But then he walked into their lives. A soldier, a single dad, with wounds deeper than the ones visible on his body. And everything changed. It all started on a stormy Thursday afternoon at a small community center just outside of town. The place wasn't fancy, just a makeshift haven for struggling parents and troubled kids. That's where he showed up, Daniel Reyes, 35, ex-army medic, single father to a boy who had grown up with more hospital visits than birthdays. No one expected him to volunteer for the children's speech therapy group. He was quiet, kept mostly to himself. People whispered about the scar running down his left jaw and the limp he carried like a shadow. But when he looked at the kids, there was warmth, so rare, it caught people off guard. That day, the twins sat in the corner, arms wrapped around each other like ivy. Their mother, Amelia, a stern-looking woman with sharp eyes and a colder voice, stood behind them, arms crossed tightly across her chest. She wasn't unkind, but something about her made others keep a polite distance. Everyone knew Amelia had raised 5 kids on her own after her husband's sudden death. Everyone also knew she never cried. Daniel knelt in front of the twins, his voice soft but sure. "Hey, Ava. Alina. You know, I used to be scared of speaking too." They didn't move. He chuckled gently. "I got blown up overseas. My jaw was wired shut for weeks. Hurt like crazy when I tried to talk again. But someone told me, words are like little soldiers. You gotta train them. One at a time." One of the twins, Ava maybe, peeked at him through her tangled bangs. "And sometimes," he added, "soldiers get scared too. But when they have someone strong standing beside them, they move forward." Something flickered in her eyes, then vanished. For weeks, Daniel returned. Always early, always patient. He never pushed them, never bribed them with toys or treats like others had tried. He just sat nearby, sometimes talking to himself, sometimes reading aloud softly, war stories, silly rhymes, fairy tales twisted with humor. The twins began inching closer. Meanwhile, Amelia watched silently, arms still crossed, jaw always clenched. When Daniel tried to talk to her, she gave one-word answers. She didn't trust easily, not after being abandoned by relatives, friends, even people from church who didn't want to deal with special children. But one afternoon, things shifted. Daniel was sitting with his son Eli, who had cerebral palsy. The boy was painting with his fingers, and the twins watched curiously. He giggled when Daniel helped him draw a wobbly dinosaur. "Want to help us?" Daniel asked the girls. They didn't reply. But 10 minutes later, Alina crawled forward and dipped her hand in blue paint. Ava followed. Amelia stood frozen in the doorway, too stunned to interrupt. The next week, they played a game with Daniel's son. Then they sat beside him while he read. By the 4th week, they let him braid their hair, sloppy but gentle. Then came the breakthrough. It was a rainy Wednesday. The lights flickered. Daniel had brought a small soldier figurine from his time overseas. He showed it to the twins, explaining how it had protected him in his darkest moments. "I named him Captain Brave," he said with a grin. "But he's quiet now. He only listens to brave girls." Silence. Then, a whisper so faint, Daniel almost missed it. "Captain. Brave." Alina's lips trembled. Her eyes widened. Ava clutched her hand. "Be brave." It was the first time anyone had heard their voices in over 14 months. Daniel didn't say anything. He just smiled, nodded, and passed them the figurine. Amelia's knees buckled. She didn't cry. She sank to the ground in a stunned silence, hand clamped over her mouth. Tears poured down her face in a way no one had seen before. All the years of being the rock, the protector, the invincible mother of 5, cracked in that single moment. Because those weren't just words from her daughters. They were hope. And Daniel had given it to them. Later, when the others had gone, she sat beside him on the bench outside the center. "I didn't think I could trust anyone again," she admitted, eyes red but voice steady. You made my girls speak. No, Daniel replied softly. They chose to speak. I just gave them a reason. The silence that followed wasn't awkward, it was full of things neither of them needed to say. Two people broken in different ways, finding a strange, quiet healing in each other. Months passed. The twins began speaking more. They giggled. Sang. Even told jokes. Eli became like a brother to them. And Daniel. He became more than just a volunteer. He became family. Not because Amelia asked, but because when someone breaks down your walls by lifting up you,